details, go to askingradio.com.
Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And now, here's your host,
King James.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, Makurdi. And I am King James YiYE together with
Mmemshima King
and AôndoNase King James.
Right, so this morning, as it happens every day of the week, that's Monday to Friday, we'll be looking at modern day parenting. That's modern day parenting, and it is happening also live on Facebook, so you can call 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464 if you want to contribute. It's modern day parenting, and on Facebook you can send your comments here as well. So we are asking, what are today's parents doing differently? What works and what doesn't work with their style of parenting? And is it possible to go back to old school style of parenting? So these are the questions where you call us. What are today's parents doing differently? What works and what doesn't work? And is it possible to go back to the old school style if we think it is the best, as people always say? 08084 275464. The family defines the society defines the society, and then society defines society, and again, and of course defines the whole world. So that's the essence of our show. So back here, Memshi. What are today's parents doing differently? What are you doing differently that your parents didn't do?
I don't really think I'm doing anything that much different. As a mother, I also have a husband, which I also need to listen to what he says as well. So at times, I think these days parenting, as one person cannot decide to do what he or she wants to do. The other parent, which is the father or either the mother, might be against what the other person is assuming is training. Like if, for example, I want to spank a child and you're like, no, you just need to talk to the child and all of that. So I just feel today's parenting, we don't work hand in hand. So I think that's where the issue is coming from. Unlike our parents back then, if your mom beats you and your dad comes back, you don't even have the right to even report or even say, okay, mommy beat me and all of that. But now it's different.
Mmemshima, don't let people make sure what you're saying is not the truth.
It's the truth.
It's not.
It's the truth.
You flogged the children very well. I was in the studio and it was screaming and wailing, and I was just wondering. I had to rush
downstairs. So why would you?
Because I wasn't sure of what happened. But when I came, did I say anything?
But
no.
The expression in your face was not.
You were just looking at my expression. I heard them crying and wailing, and it was strange because the truth is you don't beat them.
Okay, yes.
So it was strange, and I was in the studio. I didn't know if my family was in trouble. So I ran down only to discover you were the one flogging them angrily. But I didn't do anything. I came back.
Yeah,
so
but when I went
why
back,
were you reading my
but
expression?
when I went back to the studio, you asked me that why did I beat the children?
Exactly. So did I ask you where they were?
No, but you wouldn't have asked me why I beat them.
I didn't ask
should
you
have
where
known.
you were, where they were.
Okay.
So just to ask, why did you beat them? And that was just all I did. So please, I'm begging you, don't put the blame on me.
Okay.
If you want to do your thing, do your thing. Okay, so today's parenting and Parenting 101, perhaps on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. What are today's parents doing differently? And of course, is it possible? What works and what doesn't work? So from what you are saying, it's not too different from what you are doing, apart from the fact that you're trying to bring me in and accuse me of seeing my expression, which I was tired of work and everything since morning, editing news, scheduling ads, doing a lot of stuff.
I know, I get that.
So,
but yes, for me, I wanted to be that strict mom, because I didn't really like the way the society was. So I didn't want a situation whereby I want my children to, have that freedom, that liberty, and as they are growing, they are seeing things and they want to destroy them and do whatever they want to do. But I think there was a point when you told me that it's not about beating the children.
You are still pushing the blame to me. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
You're like, it's not about beating these children.
Go ahead and accuse me.
It's not about beating these children, but you can talk to them. But this generation, you can't just talk to them without using the cane or your hand on them. It will not work.
So let me re-emphasize what I have told you is don't beat them in anger. Because that way you wouldn't know. You injured Adwan on the face before.
Yes, I know I did that.
Because you were angry.
Yes,
exactly. So that's the only thing I've said, that don't beat them when you are angry. So if it's just a little spanking, that they know that they're doing something wrong.
A little spanking. My own mom didn't give me a little spanking.
Exactly,
she
but
gave
you
me
said
serious.
You said there is absolutely nothing, or there's no much difference between you and her. So, but she beat you, serious beating.
Yes.
All right. So, what is the difference? Why would you want to beat them or not?
Why would I want to beat the children or not?
The way they beat you.
Well, for me, the reason why I would not want to beat them the way they did is because I and you were not on the same page. You understand?
Why are you always blaming me?
It has to be the both of us. You understand? Back then,
did your mom seek the consent of your dad before flogging you?
Not at all.
Exactly.
And my dad
why
would
you
not
seeking
even
my
ask
consent?
anything. When he even comes back, like, what happened? Why is this? Why is that? Definitely he will know that yes, maybe the children, they went beyond where they were not supposed to go to. So he's not going to even intervene inside or say anything.
Okay, so let me say this. If I come back and I see you crying, I shouldn't ask either.
I'm your wife.
Oh, they are not my children?
It's different.
So they are
nobody
not my
has the
because
right.
I didn't ask where they
no,
were.
But nobody has the right to do anything to me that I will cry. But if the children are crying and I am around and they are crying, that means something happened that I am aware of.
So when I ask you in the studio, not where they were, that what happened, then I was wrong, right?
Okay, we're talking about family business outside now.
Of course, I mean, that's how it should be.
Okay.
08084275464. Modern day parenting. What are we doing differently from what our parents did, and what is working and what is not working? And if their own style that we always refer to is better, is it possible to go back? So you can call 08084275464 and comment. On Facebook as well, we're streaming live, so you can tell us what works and what doesn't work. And of course, is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. I think we'll have a call.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, morning. This is Captain Edward.
Okay, good morning, Captain Edward. We're talking about modern days parenting.
That's what they are saying. Users in our society to fear these days. In those days during our time, we don't know what is courtesy. We don't know all the accounts of vices and crimes. There was nothing like stealing robbery on the road or going to break somebody's house and steal his property or kill him. Because because the way the parents, the way they train us was different. And there's just two ways to train children.
Okay.
You can train them. There's for children, if they do something, they don't beat them. They will keep on doing it. They will think it's right. Then there's some, you talk with them with mouth, word of mouth. They will, they will adjust to what you are saying. So there's just two ways, by cane and by word of mouth.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
To avoid strife. If you are not, if you are taking any child, I love you, you are taking any child from that. It means you are putting batteries in that child. Don't show your child that you love him so much. No, you are doing either bad or harm. So
right. Thank you.
There's way you have children.
Right.
The way you look at you show the child and understand the way he's raising, then you face with him.
Thank you, Captain Edward.
Thank
So AôndoNase, when you hear this, the emphasis is during our time they beat us, and he's talking of crime, it wasn't there. But you guys, during your time, it looks like it's very normal. So when you hear this beating of those days, what do you think?
I actually don't know what I think. I don't know. I really don't know what I think. I just feel
let
me
break it down for you. Like, for example, when we're talking about our own parents, the way they brought us up and the way we are bringing you guys up, what do you think? Are you thinking more like, okay, we would have done the same thing that they did, or you prefer the way we are bringing you guys up?
Okay, sometimes I feel like maybe it could be a bit different, but then sometimes I'm thankful it's not that bad.
Exactly. That's the point.
And then in my mind, I would be like, okay, if it was that way before and the aim was to bring up some particular attributes and characters in a good way, sometimes I think, okay, let me just try to be upright without having to be treated that same way that my parents were before I would be this certain way. But sometimes I'm thankful that it's not that bad.
Wow.
but of course, from what they are saying, like Captain Edward is a 76-year-old man, retired as a captain, obviously, and trained and worked in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So they have seen live. For you to be around for 76 years is a big deal,
of course,
to see things. So when they are saying it, he is saying it authoritatively that during their time of growing up, there was nothing like armed robbery. And it's true, to some extent, certain crimes that we are seeing now, we're not here. So these people are simply saying it is this modern day parenting thing that is leading to this. And then we are thinking we are the modern day parents and we should do things differently this way. For me, I see that is what is not working. Because one of the questions we're asking is what works and what doesn't work. One of the things that aren't working is this fact that there's a lot of moral decay in the society and all of that. So I am thinking that behavior wise, and it affects every aspect of society, that is what doesn't work for me. And there are so many things we can talk on the program, but I'm thinking that people should also call and contribute. 08084275464. Atehile Thadia says, I am here listening. Don't just listen, say something. Because we are looking at modern day parenting versus old school parenting.
Yes.
So what works and what doesn't work. One of the things that coming from our first caller is that high level of crime and immorality in the society. It's what is not, working.
And he made mention of not showing the children love.
Yeah.
So I don't know as in what aspect he's trying to say.
I think he's straightforward. Love is love.
Yeah.
The old parents, they didn't hate their children.
Yes, but we knew they loved us.
Yes.
But they wouldn't show it because the way they would discipline us without even thinking or looking back.
Yeah, so sometimes you are forced to ask if these are my real parents.
My real parents,
But they love it. Children actually love it.
Of course.
Because they know it's love. You flogged the children last last night, but you discovered that on the Quran in the evening, on the Quran was coming to the studio to report things more often.
Yes.
So he didn't hate you.
Of course,
that
definitely.
is why the emphasis is on the fact that don't beat them to injure them, to inflict an injury, physical injury on them. So they know that it is out of love. So they come back to you. It's not as if they're going to hate you. No child hates their parents because they beat them.
Definitely.
Because they realize this is for good. So one of the things Captain Edward is saying is, so many things are happening. I think even going to school and all of that, we are doing too much.
Yeah, that's true. I think I was reading something yesterday, and I think it was Battle of the Mothers. They were like complaining the kind of food you give your child and all of that. So people were like saying the way most mothers, they pack food to give to their children. At the end of the day, children, they go to school and they sleep. And just some other mothers coming out to say it's just pure envy and all of that. But on a serious note, I really want to condemn it, because we are actually packing so many processed foods for our children, but we feel that we're actually showing them love. But I don't really think it should be so, because a school whereby you're taking your child by 8 and they're closing by 2, why give your child biscuits, give the child cheese balls, give the child drinks, food and so many things inside? At the end of the day, that child, there is this feeling that the child is getting like
you're over pampering them.
Exactly, but our parents were not doing that to us.
No, they were not.
You understand? They will just give you what they know they have, but we are pushing ourselves.
Nobody was taking food to school.
Well,
if they had, because I met coins, used coins. So not every day. See, don't forget that my grandfather. My grandfather was not a poor man. He was a king. He worked with the British government. And my father, but I wasn't treated like a spoiled child.
If you notice, like, what did I even say? I was like, I don't really think it is time. Let's even buy anything like singlet or stockings for these children, because they're going to misuse it. They'll just assume, okay, there is money, so therefore mom and dad, they can buy it whenever we need it, so we can go ahead and even destroy the ones that we even have now.
Exactly. So and parents are doing that.
Exactly. But I don't want my children to be... Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Emeka Anyog from North Bank.
Okay, Emeka, good morning. We're talking about modern days parenting.
Yeah, yes. Like what I have to say is that this modern day parenting, you see so many people pamper their children. They doesn't like their children to be flogged or to be beaten by their teachers. As soon as possible that something happens, the mother or the father becomes so wise that he will go after teachers in the schools, even at homes. If there is love and somebody loves their child and he flogs the child because the child has done something, you should be very, very happy. But not the type of flogging that will become a problem, maybe wounding the child seriously. It is a love, because when you see, like me now, if I see a small child doing something, I say, stop it. It doesn't stop. I say, I will flog you. At least I have love for that child and I have love for the family. And that is why you see today in this country, in our environment today, you see no children now doesn't even respect elders.
Of course.
Because if you want to talk now, they will say, leave a social person picking. If you talk now, the mother will come up, the father will come up. And at the end of the day, you see so many of them joining societies that are not good. Because at that early age, you see them joining those things, you stop them, you tell their mother. Their mother will go and back and tell them that, look at somebody who is saying that you are smoking. Somebody who is saying that you are taking drugs. Somebody who is saying you are doing this. At the end of the day, you become a target. But if it were like those days that we were being taught by our parents and other people, our parents will say, you, when you get very close to me, my neighbor, you are my eye to my child. That child is your own. So take care of the child. Even if the person is traveling, we say, hand you over to that person. Whatever happens. You see, that was why you see many of us today that grew up in 1970s, 80s, and 90s are very disciplined than the ones of this year, this time you are seeing now. You dare not talk to any child now. You will look at that child will look at you on your face without even minding who you are. So I am of the opinion that our parents should stop pampering children. Not that person hurt your child. I don't hurt your child. I love the child. If the child become a governor today, we will be celebrating. I think you see how many people are celebrated high sense earlier.
Yes.
So also people would like to celebrate people. So we want everybody to team up together. Your child is very good to you. God created him in his own image, and he wants him to become something. And that is why he created a neighbor very close to you. If you are traveling, you hand over your child. How many parents today can hand over their children? Even somebody, a neighbor now giving a child water to drink when the child is thirsty, the mother will say you are going to poison his child. And that is why you see so many people today, if something is happening in your compound, nobody wants to come. Because they doesn't want trouble tomorrow, you will go and bring police for them. So I am of the opinion that every one of us, look at it. Go back to the drawing board. Look at what happened in 1990s, 80s. And look at how our parents those days train us up. And look at what is happening. If we can come back with those things,
Right.
I think this country will be better and better and better. Look at how King James now is talking because he's disciplined. I remember the other day he was talking something about his parents. I think all these things, we should go back to the drawing board and make this country a great place because our children are tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow. Thank you very much. God bless all of us.
Thank you so much, Emeka.
Thank you. So we have asked those questions, and we're saying that modern day parenting, what are we doing differently? And some of the things that Emeka is saying, that what happened those days, parents were parents.
Exactly.
Meaning that you see, I try to do it, and then I'm telling you that, I'm trying to be old school.
Yes.
Because if I just see a child, the other day we were taking a walk, and some two children were pushing vegetables. Yeah, so they went to sit somewhere relaxing, and they didn't sprinkle water, and the sun was coming, and they didn't have water. And I was like, you've just left it like that. You're not sprinkling water. They looked at me and reluctantly said, we don't have water.
Yes.
And I'm like, you were leaving home to sell vegetables without water. So by the way they were looking at me, is more like, if you want to buy.
If you don't want,
if you don't want, buy, don't come here and be, exactly. What's your own?
Yes.
So from what Emeka is saying, those days you would be a parent to another man's child.
Yes. And I think that also made children to be vigilant because you don't want to go outside and do something wrong for someone to pull you by the ear and bring you home, because it's going to be double
Even
at
if they
home.
don't know your home, sometimes they would even flog you.
Exactly.
As far as they know, they're correcting a child who is going to be the leader of tomorrow. Which is why he's saying.
Exactly.
Is modern day parenting on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. And we're looking at what our parents are doing differently from this
fathers.
That is, we are now parents.
Yes, we are now parents.
Okay, we are now parents. What are we doing differently from our own parents?
Yes.
And what is working and what is not working? And if what they did, which we always refer to, worked better, should we go back to it? So I'm King James YiYE here together with
Mmemshima King.
And AôndoNase King James.
So AôndoNase is our teenage daughter, and she believes that she's trying to just behave without us necessarily taking her to the old school way or something.
Yes.
Because obviously, when we say how we were trained, how we were raised, it sounds like a movie for them.
Yeah.
And they don't want to
be their reality.
No, they don't. They really don't want to.
But you see, the twist of this whole thing is that the grandparents are even the ones that are even softer now.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, hello, good morning. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yes.
You are talking, we should also be listening. I keep calling. If I could go on and on and on.
Yes. The system picks the calls itself. So sometimes we don't pick calls. The system picks calls, and it's a hybrid. So we don't listen to calls when we're on air. The system decides to pick when it needs to pick. So please, I think people should get to know that as well. So sometimes when you're calling twice in a program, the system can decide not to pick your call or reject it. It's not us doing that. So I think people need to know that. It's a different way of radio, so they actually don't know. They think the phone rings on air, so we have to be talking and looking at the phone. No. The system does that. So yes, we did what your children want the other day on extra speed.
Yeah.
And children were actually telling us, telling their parents, dictating how their parents should live their lives.
Yes.
That's strange, isn't it?
It is. It's strange. It's really strange because.
So do you want to listen?
Okay.
Let's just have a feel of what children want their parents to do.
Okay.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
For me, I discovered that there is something my father is doing that I dislike it. Father is a defender. He's just as a defender in a football pitch. Because my father used to walk out in the evening and he will stay out till 11 to 12 before he'll be back. So because of that, I discovered that he will not give us a good impact in that. So there's not a good impact. So that is what my father is doing. He's very wrong. Thank you.
Can you just imagine this boy?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's just within the time that the father stays that there will be no impact in his life because he wants to control the father.
Exactly.
Can you just imagine that?
Yeah.
So my father was not necessarily staying late at night. But if he did, it's your duty to stay awake.
Awake, exactly.
Even if you are
It's your
dozing
duty.
off, you know that as soon as he drives back,
You
in fact,
have
you
to
know the
hear
sound of his
first
car.
exactly.
Yes, he doesn't need to come
You
and
have
honk.
to. But one funny thing is that I think that okay, we have a call. Hello, good morning. Hello. Ndanina.
All right, so you should be the one talking.
Okay, yeah, please, can you speak in English?
We are looking at modern day parenting. So maybe, do you speak English?
Okay.
Okay, it's Asking Radio you are calling, and we're looking at modern day parenting. Is that what you want to talk about? All right.
Okay.
So yeah, they have the number, and I think they just call, and she's still on the line. I don't know if she's calling the program. She's just calling a random number that she has. I don't know. But we're looking at modern day parenting versus old school parenting.
Yeah.
So we play old school. So if you Asking Radio, it's more like going back. Maybe that's our consensus. But you were talking about this young man who thinks the father stays out.
Yeah, so I'm like, I think there's a little bit advantage in what he's saying, or let me say today's parenting and the way children are. Because if, for example, now your child, or definitely that these children of mine, they are not going to be awake. I don't really think the father will want to stay out that long.
No, you flog them. If you come back and they
that's
sleep,
this generation.
Yes,
they would actually tell you that, Daddy, look, you cannot be staying out. You cannot be awake. And nowadays we listen to our children. Is what they want. That's what we do. Because there are times that our children would even disrespect us. I'm not saying us, but I have seen that their children would disrespect them, but they will still go ahead to even pay their school fees.
I was shocked when you were saying us.
No, that's why I had to correct that. You understand? Yeah. But the parents will still go ahead and pay the children's school fees. But you couldn't try that with my own father. You dare not. You cannot at all.
So many things are going wrong. So many things are going wrong. And I think part of the, if you want me to give in percentage, I can actually say 75% of the blame, according to King James, goes to the parents.
Definitely.
75% of the blame. For instance, the other day, AôndoNase was telling you, and I think two of you now blame you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So here is somebody who just left secondary school. The results were not even out. And then you are busy talking about graduation ceremony that King James Yiye, should take out money to make some stuff for your graduation, and the other result was withheld. It's still being withheld anyway. Then the other one came out. Then so parents were actually taking out money again to make dresses,
make hair,
do all those stuff under the name of. So what are we telling them? That money is not money. You cry foul that the economy is hard. But you use money on things like that. So what is a graduation party?
Well,
that the school even forced me to collect money from out of, because it's supposed to be optional. And they said if you don't pay for graduation, you are not even going to sit for the same exam, because somebody has not taken those schools to court. I mean, that's not part of it.
They know we love our children. That's why they will actually push us to that extent to do that. But I don't think they would try that.
That is not love.
I don't. Well, that's what we put as love as parents, to do what our children want. We just put it and we say it's love. You understand? That's what we think.
So, AôndoNase, you are here now. After the whole thing, be sincere. I know that you wanted to have a graduation even when your result was not out. And when your father, King James, is sitting here, actually made it clear to you that, look, young lady, priorities are set. It's not about graduation party. It's about result that you have written exam painstakingly and it's not out yet. What were you thinking at that point?
I didn't put my mind on it, actually. I just let it pass.
Okay.
Is she sincere? Or
I
she's
don't know.
because we're on air.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Let's take her word for it. But the other thing that was ridiculous the other day that we were laughing at, that you told me I were laughing at, schools just resumed which month? September.
Yes.
This term began in September.
Yes.
And then some parents, nowadays they try to engage you, PTA, WhatsApp group, your class WhatsApp group, your children's class WhatsApp group, all of this. They think we don't have a life. So you keep children there, you shouldn't do anything. And then parents are already, their parents, they call you for orientation. And then they only give you rules of the school. And they say it's new parents orientation.
Yeah.
Because they know we are idling around or what?
Just as I said, these people, they know because there were schools before. But I don't think they didn't boss our parents like that, because they knew that our parents, they in as much as they loved us, but they didn't carry us as a precious jewel. But in their hearts they did, but they didn't show it. But now you see, from the way we package our food, the way we buy designer shoes for our children as just school shoes, designers bags
like
for
you
them.
Were buying next.
You buy all those things for them. So they see that, you truly love these children. And you see children at a very tender age, they are holding expensive phones that even their teachers cannot even afford. So what do you expect them to do? The only way they could actually hold us as parents is to actually engage us like that. Because definitely we are going to be present for these children. And if they are even telling your children punishment, now it's not on the children, but it's on you, the parent, because you're still going to be the person that will still bring out money to actually pay for what your child destroyed. But it was different back then. You understand? So it's just a love.
It's just ridiculous.
It is.
It's extra speed on our King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. We're looking at modern day parenting, and we're looking at key issues here. We're asking, what are today's parents doing differently from what our parents did? So what works and what doesn't work? Now, if old school way of parenting worked, should we go back to it? If you ask me, yes.
Yes,
so
we should.
Back to this issue of schools making us students. And then the parents are not helping the matters. Just imagine that your child just resumed school. It's September, and parents are already crying on WhatsApp groups, PTA groups, that what? The other woman was saying what?
I can't even remember.
Told me.
I don't want to misquote her. So
no, I mean, you are not giving a name, so why can't you misquote her?
No.
They are saying that I think you have done a lot of amiable within that time and you've forgotten that one. Because they are saying that, oh no, some of our children are going to boarding school for the first time. Oh no, you should be allowing us to be seeing them every week. Oh no, we're missing them.
Yeah.
Come on.
So why did you take the child to boarding school in the first place? Well, I don't know. But also, let's look at it. As in, back then, the way we brought these children into the world was different. Now, parents, we have issues with giving birth. So, people they pay huge amount of money for IVF or so many, and now hospital bills and all of that, so even just one push on the child's head, the way the parents will start shouting and crying because they know how much they spend on that child to actually give that child life or bring the child into the world. So things are different now. They are very, very different. You see us going out to, even at times you see parents carrying the children's Ghana must go on the head while the child is doing absolutely nothing. But I think what our parents did back then was that they allowed us to carry this burden because they were preparing us for the future. But we just assume that, okay, we would always be there for these children. Even when they are matured, we will still be there to push them, to give them jobs and all of that.
Yeah, mentioning jobs, sadly, it's happening right from primary school.
Yes.
That's nursery school. Parents are now faking birth certificates.
Exactly.
Preparatory to NYSC. They want their children to serve, and then they are lying. So, as I said, 75% of the blame is on parents.
It's on parents, definitely.
If you ask me.
It's on parents.
Because you are driving and parents are taking children to school and they're driving against traffic. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
On a dual lane, because the next junction to go to your children's school is far off. Then you take the wrong way and you are carrying children. The Okada man takes the children and some woman on the bike and are still taking the wrong way and the children are watching and we think we are doing them any good.
Absolutely
These
not.
are the things. And then you have children in the primary class and parents go there before time.
Yes.
And park their
Waiting at
cars,
the
waiting.
gates.
Exactly.
So that was why I really want to commend the school, take our children to. I really want to see they are really doing a good job, because you see things like, for me, at first, I wasn't really in support of like escorting my child right to their classroom. As in, I feel like, no, I shouldn't be doing that. But it has to be the school that they are controlling our parents, as in we parents, our lives, because they had to tell that parents should stop taking their children to the classrooms. Those, as for the ones that they are in the bigger classrooms, that they should stop taking them to their classroom, which I was happy about, because it's becoming too much. We are always by their sides too much, guiding them on what they should do. We don't allow them to actually do what they want to do, so that we can actually correct them if they are going on the wrong path. So I really want to recommend the school for that.
Right. Extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. And we're looking at modern day parenting. We have a caller here.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Yes, good morning.
I'm saying Captain Edward.
Right, Captain Edward. Yes, go on.
No, as I told you previously, I was born on the 6th of February 1948.
48.
I'm not 76. Yes, I'm not 76 years. This very year. I know much about children, and I have them. The way I even handle my children, even right now, when they call before me, they will say, about the time you were beating us, we thought you dislike us. But what we're seeing in the society today, we are really giving us a good training and discipline.
Yeah, that's true.
Now don't giving discipline their children again. Everybody loves that the first to the best. Well, even you don't back, even the mother, why should you give this child? No, you are spoiling that child. Yes. Allow if your father is beating your own child daughter. That is how I did with my wife. When I'm beating my own daughter, and when she also is beating, I don't talk. Yeah, you do something wrong. That's why they're beating you. But that's what I see parents will even fight. Say, my wife beat my child, or my husband beat my child. That will become a big quarrel, and it's just to fight. And you see, in those days, as we were going to school, you see my personal, I lost my father when I was even 5 years old. I trained myself from primary to secondary school before I joined the Army Nazi stage. I discipline myself, and I take that discipline into my children. And now they are all doing well. My last born now is doing his PhD now in Bayelsa, Federal University, studying geology and mining engineering. Okay? So the way we handle children now, we love children so much. We should use that I do go to school without eating food in the morning, and I will trek with barefooted to a long distance and come back home like that. See? So many children, but now you see, so a child wants to put the food to wait for him, sitting in the car, in the pressure car with the AC. See, my children, my father, my teacher will beat me if I don't do anything bad. Now, if a teacher beats any child, now you see either a mother or a father will go and carry police against that teacher. What is bad? This teacher is going to flatten us. So if you do something bad at home, they will take, I will go and tell your teacher, and you'll be afraid.
Exactly.
And when you go and tell your teacher at the assembly, they will bring table outside. They say, okay, cramp this table. They will flog you there sometimes 20 in presence of your father or mother, and they show example to other children. So everybody will become very scared and will start behaving well. But nothing is like that these days. So we should change. We parents like to change our behavior. Otherwise, the society will be even worse than it is now.
All right, thank you. Continue. So, AôndoNase, when you hear all of this, what's coming to your mind?
It sounds very funny. Sometimes it's actually funny and amazing. But as I said, I thank God sometimes that it's not like that again.
Well, they are thanking God that it's not like that again. But we are saying that is why the society is what it is. So it's affecting things. So why are you guys not thinking you should rather go back? They beat us, we didn't die.
I don't really think this generation would be able to handle that.
Why not?
They are just so ajeboyish,
a Greek chicken.
Yes. So
we caused it.
Yeah, we did, because I think we are giving them the life we wanted our parents to give to us.
No, we didn't see any other thing, so we didn't know the difference.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a normal thing. Because now,
or should we say because of social media, we're actually assuming that's what the Western people are doing, so we should.
Yes, you are right.
And we are overdoing it.
We're overdoing it, you are right. Because societies elsewhere, outside here, are spoiled totally. I think we have a caller.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Zungwen John from North Bank.
Okay. Good morning. We're talking about modern days parenting. That's what we're talking about.
I was actually born in 1999, so
no, we are
I was
better.
there. I met the kind of beating they are talking about in public schools.
Okay.
Yeah, even from our parents too. But I actually feel I heard you talking about whether the modern day children can take it. Of course, if actually the world was like that, they would be able to take it. In short, if it reverses, they will be able to take it.
No, you're right.
But the thing is, times have actually changed, because the reason why it has changed to this point was because of the abuses that became inherent. You hear in other places, even recently, that some seniors maltreated children and they have to die. I went to a boarding school, my senior secondary school, a special science here. I was in the boarding house. When I entered the boarding house, oh my, those SS3, we should look at them like gods. Because they could do, when I entered, the first thing, my pillow, I did not know where my pillow went to. My bucket, I never saw my bucket. The whole of that time, I graduated, I never saw my bucket again. I can't remember my bed sheets. Some of them, they were just taken away like that. So it was because of these excesses. That was why police now have to come up that no, you should look for better ways of parenting children. You understand? And even me, I like that one better because it breeds relationship between parents. I cannot look. Let me just be honest with you. I used to be afraid of my dad. Though. Let me just be honest with you. Of course, you cannot be carrying cane always. No. Come on. At least, of course, there is a place for the cane, but then it should not be the standard. Like if somebody does something, is the cane. No, there is a time for the king, and then there should be a time for the relationship,
thank you.
Even understanding, something like that.
Thank you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand where he's coming from. He was born in 1999.
Yeah.
So obviously, the story of our story of our parents,
Yes.
how it was, is totally different from his thinking. Otherwise, yes, Ken is the order of the day. It was the order of the day.
Yeah.
And he's thinking it was because of excesses that people started. No. Those things happened.
Okay.
Nobody died. So
It's more like how you can survive.
exactly, survival of the fittest. Nobody is going to ban lions in the bush because they chase other animals, all around and get them. Nobody is going to separate the lions. It will continue that way.
Where he said that he was so scared of his father, I think I can relate to that, because growing up, even when my dad is not around, you dare not do the things that he
Of
told you not
course,
to do.
if you look at his enlargement, the enlargement
I'm
on the
telling
wall
you.
there represents him.
It represents him.
He's looking at you.
Yes, you feel his presence there even when he is not around, And in fact, your mom does not need to even say anything.
No.
You already know that once daddy comes back and mommy tells daddy, you are gone. In fact, you are finished, But now, once the parents just step outside the gate, you just see the children doing the opposite of what the parents, they've even told them that they should not do. So you're wondering, like, why? Where are we getting it wrong?
Well, the point is, as I keep saying, the blame is on the parents. We are doing too much and we are copying other cultures and it's not working for us. So that's what the problem is. So if you are doing it not to your children, because this is the way you want to bring them up, it's neighbors that talk.
That will talk, yes.
Yeah. You see a cluster of women that they drop children off, women and men, and they are not going. We saw 3 this morning at the gate, and the way they were talking, it didn't look like they were in a hurry to leave the school premises. And so they keep talking. So what they are talking is not about themselves, it's about other parents. Obviously, that is what gossip is about. It's not about you. You can't stand and be saying, hey, I did this, this. No. You're talking about how that woman, Angela, there, and what again? Those names.
Okay, Agnes.
And other, apologies
Why
if
the
we're
name?
mentioning your names.
I'm sorry, please.
Yeah. But so, so these are the things that are happening there. So people are talking, and so it affects everybody. Even though you want to be different, society weighs you down on what the wrong thing is, but it has become a norm. So sometimes people just, fall to that.
Yeah.
For instance, you are coming and you are doing radio differently. You have genre of music, you have your style of Mmemshima, you have everything different. Your news is brief, but it's telling the stories with reports. And so sometimes other people feel like, so news can be this short and it has a report, and they feel like, no. And they call the news chukonahala. So if you don't know where you stand, that's where you now follow the bandwagon.
That's true.
So it's affecting parents.
And I like the part where our last caller said, it's not all about carrying cane all the time.
I believe it's about carrying cane.
I know.
For me, I believe.
Really?
Yeah, even if I don't.
When he said that,
Yeah.
I feel okay. So when should parents start carrying cane? Because look, if you keep on talking and talking, it doesn't get into these children's head. So for me, I feel if you talk and it doesn't get into their head, I think you need to just change your method, which is the cane. And another thing again, like at times when I see the kids, the way they talk to their elder sister, and I'm like, wow, because my elder brother was like a second god once my dad was not at home, But now the way they talk, I think there's no authority, there's nothing. When your elder talks to you, you can easily just shush the person away and like move on and do whatever you want to do. But nowadays, it's something else.
So it's live on TV, live on television. That's what's happening, and parents, unfortunately, are just copying that. It's extra speed on us King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. You can call 08084 2754 64. That's 08084 2754 64. We are looking at modern day parenting.
Yeah.
And few issues that we have outlined. What are we doing differently? That's we, the parents of today, doing differently from what our parents did. What is working and what's not working. And of course, if the old school style was better, are we going back to that? So we have not mentioned what is working now. I think some advantages are here actually. So what's working with our own style of parenting for me is that we're giving them some level of confidence.
Okay.
And they can they can actually share their thoughts with us. We ask them things, and we have made them look at us like their age. Yeah. So when they gist with us, so they are open. That one is an advantage. Yeah. My father gisted with me.
Okay.
Yeah, we gisted, we did things. But of course, there was that line drawn.
Yes. And you would not, I don't know how your own relationship was with your father when you were growing up. But for us, if my dad says this is blue, you mustn't tell him that it is green.
No, I didn't have the guts.
Or ask him why.
No.
But
Nobody
you know
did.
now, the way we are close to our children these days.
Even big man asks
yes,
you
they
why.
ask you why.
Yeah.
You know, and they try to maybe give you another alternative, maybe depending on what you are discussing about, you know, they try to give you another, just like what we talk about creativity, you know. These children, if you feel, okay, this is the way this thing is supposed to be as a father, they will try to tell you that, okay, what about if we can do it this way? It can also work too. So I feel that
is working, yeah.
It's working,
it works,
you know,
yeah.
and we are also listening to them a little bit, and I think our world is changing, you know, because
so
of
big
them.
man got into the studio this morning. I think I was scheduling ads, and then he came in and said, Daddy, Mommy says you should give me tissue paper because I'm having a runny nose.
Yeah.
And I said, so why should it be me? He said, I don't know, but I think, I don't know, because I can't just go and touch it. You should give me. I ignored him.
Yeah.
I was busy. I ignored him. And at the point he left.
He left and he was playing. I asked him and he told me that you will bring it. And I said, wow. So I just left. I went ahead to do my own
I
thing.
ignored him because I was busy, you know. So, but our parents would not just quietly ignore them. Most parents today will actually get up and leave what they are doing.
Yes, that's
and go
true.
and get and give
That's
him.
true. That's
then
true.
I didn't do that, but I didn't also, you know, say anything. But my dad would, our own parents would say, "My friend, will you get out of
Definitely,
this place? Can
that's
you see
true.
that I'm busy?"
That's very true. And again, another thing again is that, like, I discovered he's being laid back when it comes to writing, you know. So what I just did now is to tell him that, okay, you have to write before I'll give you my phone to watch Paw Patrol. You understand? So now he's doing very well. But I don't really think my own mom would have done that. You
Your
know,
mom
she
would
would
have flogged
flog
you, yeah.
Exactly.
She's
going to flog me very well.
Phone.
Exactly. She was going to flog me very well. Or neither would she even tell me that, okay, I'm going to give you your favorite food if you write very well, you know.
Nobody would.
But now it's different. I just feel, okay, why should I beat him if he's not writing very well? I'll only put tension in his heart, you know. So let me just give him what he likes, which is my phone. I don't care if he even drains my battery, but what I want from him is result. Let him write very well, and he's doing very well. So
that is what Captain Edwards says. You shouldn't love them.
You shouldn't, yeah,
too much.
Too much, yes.
Did he add too much?
Yeah, he added too much. But I think the too much is where you will see a parent carrying their child's school bag for them. That one, I know, is too much. I think.
And Ghana must go to a boarding school.
Yeah, and at times, even if you refuse to carry your I help your child and carry that bag, and I'm like, seriously, do you know what I have been doing at home?
But that's the other thing. If they are trying to, you know, if they're trying to tell you what you should do, that is what you should remind them that, look, you have, but I think we're just there.
Yeah.
Nobody.
We give into other parents' opinion on our own lives. That's just the thing. Or what other people they think. That's what we do. We give in so easily.
Yeah, artificial life. You know.
do.
Extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and we've been looking at modern day parenting, and few things have come up. What are we doing differently? And everybody is saying what we are doing differently and what is wrong. And so, but are we going back to the old school? If you ask so many parents, they would say yes, but practically nobody is willing.
Exactly.
Because we allow society to control us, and that is where we are. Because if you pack food and give a child that is staying in the school for how many hours, how does that show love? We have a caller.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My favorite station.
Oh, thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Dear Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, concerning
modern day parenting.
To the old one. Yeah, in old days, our father prefer us going to the farm rather than going to the school. They never know that they are harming us. Even though when we are still in the school, when we come back from school, instead of us to read our book, our father will send us to the farm that evening time again. So we don't have time to read. But today, parenting, the father and the mother, they will even help their children to do their homework. They will teach them that they must go to school because they see the huge amount of money they are paying, so they don't want their children to be wasted out. Our forefathers cheat us because they want us to go farm. That is what I want to contribute.
Okay, so you prefer today's parents? You prefer today's parents?
Yes, they are helping children to grow.
Okay.
Than the olden days, than our forefathers.
How old are you?
I am 50 now.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Paul.
He thinks, collecting homework and doing it. He likes it.
He does.
Okay.
To help him.
Tesla Frankie Motes says, "Good morning, King James YiYE, Mmemshima King,
Good morning.
the beautiful lady in the studio." That's our daughter. I always be proud of Asking Radio because this particular station keeps me focused. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you all.
Thank you
streaming
so
from
much.
Lagos. Tom says joining live from Onitsha. And another person who is commenting, another caller, is Wedi Patezwe. Says, "Good morning, Mmemshima King, the radio queen. Good morning, King James, the radio wizard. Good morning, my beautiful daughter AôndoNase, King James, the radio angel. It's been a while. I really appreciate God for keeping us alive together. Welcome to a splendid weekend. Thank you. I'd say Atehile 30s. Yeah, you've been watching, and I said, say something, and you're not saying anything. Anyway, that's all time has for us on extra speed. Today runs fast when you're talking. So our submission in the studio here, we're three. Should we go back to the old way of parenting? Let's vote. Me, yes.
I want to pick a little bit from the old school.
Wait. It's either you go back or you don't. Should we go back to the old school way of parenting? For me, yes.
Okay, me, yes.
AôndoNase.
For me, I can't say yes
It's
and then I can't say no again. I think
you
maybe
can be on the
mixing.
fence. You can be on the fence, yes or no.
I can't say either of them actually.
Oh, so
a little bit of old, little bit of new.
No. She has just destroyed her voters card. Ballot paper. So
Okay.
it's invalid. So she has to vote yes or no. Already we have one. It's just two against a voter that has not decided what to say. So it's been won. Let's go back to the old way of parenting because society will be better.
Yeah.
It's been extra speed. I've been King James YiYE.
Mmemshima King.
And AôndoNase King James.
And just say
Bye.